In this video, we are going to see what is the relationship between zeros and coefficient of a polynomial. Now, suppose you have a quadratic polynomial px, okay, and this is represented by ax squared plus bx plus c. In this case, we know that zeros are basically the values for which this polynomial becomes 0. Okay, so let's say if any particular value of x that we put in here, if this entire polynomial becomes 0, then basically we say that it is a 0 of the polynomial px. And coefficient basically refers to a, b and c, right? These are the numbers which actually precede the variable. So in this case, x squared, x. Here also you can say, it's x put to the power 0. Now, let's say, for example, if a, b and c are the real numbers and the coefficients which are there, and alpha and beta are the zeros of this equation, right? Then we say that the sum of the two zeros is equal to minus b, which is this, divided by a, which is this. And the product of the zeros is equal to c, which is the value that we have over here, divided by a. Okay. Now let me do this by way of an example. So let's say if I take x squared minus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0. Okay. Let me find out what are the alpha and beta, or basically the zeros of this number. We know that, if this were to be compared with this ax squared, the value of a is equal to 1, plus bx, b is equal to minus 5, and c is equal to 6. If we solve this equation, we can write this as x squared minus 5x can be written as minus 3x minus 2x plus 6. If we take x common here, we get x minus 3. If we take minus 2 common here, we get x minus 3. Or in other words, we get x minus 3 and x minus 2. What this means is the value of the zeros, or the alphas and betas, is equal to 3 and 2. How? X minus 3 is equal to, if x minus 3 has to be equal to 0, x is equal to 3. Similarly, if x minus 2 is equal to 0, then x is equal to 2. So the value of alpha and beta is 3 and 2. Now let's see what are the values that we get if we put them in these equation. So alpha plus beta is equal to minus b upon a, right? So alpha plus beta in our example is going to be 3 plus 2 is equal to 5, right? We can also write 5 as 5 upon 1, or maybe minus 1 times minus 5 upon 1, right? But minus 5 is what? Minus 5 is the value of b. Or simply we can write this as minus b upon a is equal to 1, a. Which means that this theorem that we saw initially holds good. How about the second one? Alpha beta. Alpha is 3 into beta is equal to 2 is equal to 6. Now can I say that this is equal to c upon a? What is my value of c? C is 6, a is 1. Which means that this also holds good. So effectively, then we can safely assume that for any quadratic equation ax squared, or polynomial, plus bx plus c equals to 0, with alpha beta as the zeros of this polynomial, the sum of the zeros is equal to minus b upon a, and the product of the zeros is equal to c upon a.